Hello and welcome to another tutorial using Lavinia stamps. I'm calling this one Pan Searching for the Silver Jip. So today this is the card we're going to recreate. I hope you like it. For this card we will need a piece of multifarious which I've folded in half. It's an A4 sheet and I've folded it in half. I've protected the back with a piece of scrap paper so I don't get any ink on the back of my card, and then I've cut it down to exactly a square, so it's 14.9 centimeters square. And then the stamps that we're going to need are, we don't need many today, we're just using 4 stamps. So we've got Pan, we've got Jip, we've got the silhouette foliage, which is a set of 2 stamps. I'm using Distress Oxide in Tumbled Glass, and I'm using Distress Ink, Salty Ocean, and I'm using VersaFine Clear, and I've got separate brushes for my oxide and my ink. And we need some low tack tape, and of course we need, like, you know, all our other little goodies that we might need, like a stamping press and things like that. So let's just move that over there. Now to start with, I'm going to ink up my background. So I'm making a panel on my card down the centre. And to do this, I use low tack tape. I'm just making sure that it's on the edge of my card. And then I'm taking another one and I'm pushing it against that tape so there's no line between. And then on this side, I'm going to do exactly the same. So I'm following along to the edge of my card. And I'm making sure that I'm pushing it against that piece so that I don't have no white area showing. And that's where our panel's going to be. Press that down. Oops. And I'm just going to try and hold this flap down with some low tack tape. I'm not sure if it will stick, but we can give it a try just to hold it down for me. And I'm going to start with my oxide and my oxide brushes, which I've put a little tag on so I know which ones are which. They're in different containers, so I always know where they are anyway. So I have a piece of scrap paper just in case I need it. I'm going to dab my ink off on the mat. And then I'm just going to gently, using a circular motion, go round my panel area of my card. As the ink dries, it does get a little bit darker, so it might look a bit pale when I've finished, but it will be darker when it's dry. Just keep going round in circular motion until you're happy that all your panel area is covered. We need a little bit more just here. Okay, that's that bit done. Now the next thing we do is to just gently lift up our masking tape, and then I'm gently going to make a line that looks even to give me some extra pattern on the front of my card. This low tack tape doesn't actually rip your card. If you're gentle with it. It's never, well, I think it's 2 or 3 times it's actually made a little, caught a little bit of my card. That looks like the bottom's wider than the top, so we'll go again, and there we go. I just want a little thin line going down either side in the blue oxide. Oh, on that. So I'm gently just using an up and down motion just to get that ink into that slot. And the same on the other side. And that's it for our oxide inks, if that's come out okay. And yes, I'm happy with that. Just going to keep these bits of tape for the moment, gently pulling down. And there we go. And that's the first part of our card done. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of my masking tape and I'm going to use the bottom area to ground pan on the, so you've got some ground area to be standing on. And I'm just going to take it across to where my line starts. So I'm putting a piece of masking tape there. And another piece of masking on the inside of that one there as well, on the inside of that line. And then I'm going to use my distress ink. So the last colour blue I used was the Salty Ocean as well, so I don't need to give it too much of a rub off. So I'll just dab it off onto there. And I'm just going to hold my card on the masking tape. And I'm just going to go across in the bottom area, which is going to be my ground area, for pan to stand on. And that's that. That's that part done as well. So I can now remove my tape, put it in the dustbin. And there we go. That's it. I'll just get a little bit of water, move my card out the way, because I want to just wipe my side down of ink. That's all the stuff I use at the time. I just put over in that area there, and then I'll just dry my mat. There we go. And place my card there. And now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to actually do the stamping. Oh, I forgot to tell you about one of the colours that we're going to use. I'm going to use Warm Breeze to stamp my jip. I'm sorry about that, I totally forgot. So I'm going to use Warm Breeze to stamp my jip. So I'm going to stamp my jip first. I actually think I'll use my larger stamping pad. Oops. Don't know where that half a magnet's come from. Never mind. I use a piece of paper because I like to make sure I don't get ink on my little pad underneath. Okay, so I'll get my jip. So this is one of the newest. And the reason I've done these little bits that I wanted to have here as part of the decoration first was so that I can line up my jip so it doesn't go over the edge of that. And I'm just putting my jip a little bit on the grounded area so I'm able to ground it. And then I can ink up my stamp. Oh, I've got bits of ink around the edge. I'm always worried that it will go onto the actual card. So I do like to wipe them off. Try to always look now. Sometimes I forget. And then you have to start again. So I'm not pressing very hard because this is a good quality stamp. And it's got very fine, delicate lines. And if you push too hard, it spreads out quite a bit. I'm quite happy with that now. So that's that part of our stamping done. Cover up my ink. So, oops, there we go. That's that part stamped. The next thing I'm going to stamp is Pan. I really do like these two little stamps. They're really cute. My husband doesn't like that word, but you know, hey ho. I'm going to place him so his feet are grounded, and that's where I want him to be. He's found his jip tree, or his silver jip tree, as it will be in a minute. Gently pressing him onto, and I'm using the black Nocturne to ink up Pan. I'm gently tapping. Bring it up into shot, gently tapping jip, Pan, I mean. I've got jip on the brain now, until he's nicely inked up. And then pull him over. And once again, I'm just gently pressing, don't need much pressure. Just letting the ink soak into the multifarious card, giving it a chance to adhere itself to the card, while gently pressing all over. And then lift up gently, and there we go. I've got a little tiny area right in the middle that I just would like a little bit more ink. So I'm just going to, oops, gently put a little bit more ink in that little area there. There we go. Perfect. I'm happy with that now. I've finished with my stamping platform. So I can put that out the way for a moment. And then I'm going to stamp my foliage at the base of his feet. Now, I just need a little piece of, because I want the silhouette to look like it's coming up from behind the grounded area, because I don't want the grass. And I figured this was a easier way of doing it. So it looks like it's coming up from the back. So I put one of these on either side of my panel. So I just put in that one there. There we go. And I'm just going to put the other one over this side. I do love Lavinia stamps. They're always so crisp and clear. A lot of other stamp companies are as well. I'm not saying they're not. Because there are a lot of stamp companies out there that make some beautiful stamps. So the next one I'm going to do, which was right in front pan, is this one here. And I'm just doing the same with that one. Just going to put that there. Oops, get down. And then I'm just going to have this one. There we go. There we go. Put that bit in the dustbin. And there we go. And that is actually our stamping finished as well. So now we just need to do our decoration. And the only thing I used for this was a silver Uniball silver glitter pen. I've got my scrap piece of paper there, which was mainly to make sure that it's working. Now I'm going to dot each little dot with my silver pen, and I'm starting on this side so that as I work across I won't smudge it. You know, I want to come down, so I won't smudge it as I, you know, as you, like if you work upwards you might smudge it a bit. So I've got my clean bit of kitchen towel to hold that part, and I've got one there in case I need it. And I'm going to, because this is because my ink is wet, but I need to do it now. Normally I could leave it for a little time. And we're just going to have our silver dots on our tree. Because this is what Pan has come looking for. The silver off the tree to take back for the fairies to make their magic dust, fairy dust. So this bit will take a few minutes. Lavinia will be back on the TV in May, so I'm looking forward to that show. The last show was really good. I even managed to get to watch a little bit of the last show in my lunch break, so that was nice. Didn't have to wait until I got home. I had to watch half of it at home, but I got to see Amanda doing her little fantastic demonstrations for a little while during the show, which was really nice. So that's our jip highlighted. I don't know if the camera can pick that up. And the little sparkly bits, hopefully it can. And then I just highlighted bits of Pan as well, just to make him stand out a bit more and twinkle in the light, because this is what the fairies want it for. They want the magic dust to make their magical dust. Highlight my flowers. Highlight his wings too. There we go, coming along nicely. I hope you can see Pan highlighted. Then I'm just going to give a little bit of highlights onto the flowers. Going to use my black pen, a thin black pen. This is a 0.3. Just put the wiggly line down so I can now ground them as well. I'm going to leave that one looking like it's coming up from behind. So I'll just ground them. So they now look like 3 little individual flowers. And ground my jip as well. And then the last thing to do is to give it a bit of a shadow. So I'm using my black Nocturne ink again. Just a little thin brush, just a little tiny thin brush, and just dab underneath to give things a shadow. Okay, and there we go. That's our card finished. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. There will be a list of everything you need to use at the end of the video. I'd like to say thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all again soon. Bye.